Welcome to Woman in Power Conversation with the President. My name is June Beelan. I am the founder, president, and CEO of the Women's Chamber of Commerce of Nevada. Each week we will have conversations with our members, corporate partners, community leaders, and board members, committee directors, and entrepreneurs of tomorrow. Our guest today is Summer Webb, Director of Business Development for American Estate and Trust. Let me introduce you to her because you have a long title, so you can tell everybody what you do.
Well, thank you for having me, June. Yes, I'm the Director of Business Development for American Estate and Trust and a self-directed IRA custodian.
Wow. Do you have to say that every time you talk to somebody?
I do for them to understand my title, but a lot of times I just say, oh, I do 401ks and IRAs, and they kind of get the gist of it.
Okay, there you go. There you go. You get that.
Yeah.
And you serve on two of our boards. Three?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know of two.
Yeah, so the Legacy Foundation,
Oh, that's
the Executive
right.
Board, and the Young Professionals.
That's right.
Yes.
She's a newbie, but there you go. And why don't you tell us what you do? Because your title says enough.
Right.
Why don't you tell us what you physically do with your job?
Okay, so basically I work for a self-directed IRA custodian.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you've probably heard of IRAs and 401ks that let you invest typically in like mutual funds, stocks, bonds, and CDs. Like your employer might have a 401k that allows you to do that. Well, American Estate and Trust is a self-directed IRA custodian, which allows you to invest in non-traditional assets. So you can actually use your IRA or 401k to buy real estate, metals, invest in deeds of trust, invest in private placements, even right now, cryptocurrency and Bitcoin you can do. So
Crypto, go back to explain.
So while each custodian is allowed to hold certain types of assets. So most custodians can hold those normal, standard, non-risky assets. But American Estate and Trust is unique in the fact that we are capable of holding those non-traditional assets, such as cryptocurrencies. So you can actually use your 401k or IRA to invest in Bitcoin and keep it tax deferred until you liquidate it and distribute it to yourself personally.
Wow. I'd have to read a book and catch up on that, what you actually do. Now, what is your background? How did you get to this job? What did you do before?
Well, I started actually in collections, and then I moved into real estate. So I wasn't a realtor, but I did loans, and I worked for escrow companies for about 10 years. And then when I moved to Las Vegas, I was introduced to this world of IRAs and 401ks because you can buy real estate with it. So that's kind of how I ended up there. And I realized a lot of people aren't educated to know what they can do with their IRA. They're just kind of told what to do with it. So once I found out what you could do with it, I was just so floored that I wanted to know more. And so then I started learning it and educating myself. And then I moved it up in the ranks of my company from being account management to now the Director of Business Development.
How come you don't hear as much of it? I don't see anybody going out and talking about IRAs anymore. Right. And so where does that stand right now?
So that's why I'm here, actually, and that's why I'm out trying to educate the public on what you can do with your IRA. A lot of people don't know that. Their employer gives them an IRA or does some employer match contributions, and they leave it in a mutual fund. But they don't know that you can actually take your IRA and invest in things that you know. If you know real estate and you're already investing in real estate, why not tap into some of those funds to enable yourself to invest more, So once people find out that they can do it, or they want to get into Bitcoin and they have money in their IRA, so you can tap into those funds to use that to invest.
So where do you get your clients from?
Well, I'm in charge of business-to-business relationships. So I actually go to, even though I do handle individual clients that find us off of our website or or Google searching us or referrals. I handle business-to-business relationships with our companies who financial advisors, companies like third-party administrators that need to utilize our platform in order to hold the non-traditional assets. So I reach out, I dial for dollars and and I Google companies that might need us, and then
Well, I know you go to some of the events that we have,
do.
but what other type of events do you go to for that type of clientele?
So I do go speaking and educating on the self-directed IRA and how it works, and that is actually my passion. I love to go and teach people how to do this. Right. And it's not even just to acquire clients, it's just, whether you come to me or not, it's just to tell you that this is out there,
right.
This is what you can do with your IRA and 401k. So I go and speak at Rotary clubs and in Las Vegas, we're privy to having a lot of conventions come in town.
Right.
So sometimes they want me there, and also do some webinars and things like that.
Oh, so you gotta do one of our workshops.
I would love to.
Now you have to get a hold of Brenda Gale and set that up.
Okay, I will do that.
See,
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, what other type of community projects do you get involved with? What are you involved with here on a local level now that you're here?
Well, now that I'm here, I am involved in the Women's Chamber,
Right.
which is new for me, which I love. I absolutely thank you for that opportunity to be able to work with you and the other ladies on making changes here. Youth sports is really my passion as well. So women and the children is what I'm into. And I'm from Los Angeles, and so I've been here about 3 years. Prior to moving here, I was very deep into youth sports there, and I just started diving into it here. So sponsoring kids to play, showing up every day, picking up kids, some kids who can't afford to do that,
Right.
to play, buying equipment and things like that for them.
So what is this about a team mom
Yes.
and manager?
Yes.
What's that?
So I do all the invisible work really for the team. So going to get the Gatorades, the waters, offensive coordinator, putting all the plays in the little, in the handbooks for the kids and things like that, making sure that all the administration is done. So my husband usually coaches, so I'm his backup.
Now, you were telling us at our meeting yesterday that because you have what type of sports are you into that you mentioned to us that you were going to see about a team? Do you remember what that was? The young professionals, no, let me see, volunteer schools, PTA, church, groups, but you have a certain sports. Is that no?
My sport?
The sport that you like.
Yeah, I love football.
Okay.
Yeah. So my little brother
But
plays.
I thought it was boxing. You mentioned something in our list.
Oh, boxing.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, well,
we had a meeting, so, yesterday, so.
Well, I just have some friends and family that are professional box, so I was going to have them assist us with some of our raffle and things that we need for the Women's Chamber. So I'm going to reach out to them today, actually, so that we can see if we can get that done. So, yeah, I don't know if I should say who. I don't know if I should say who it all is until they commit. But
I wouldn't do that.
But, yeah.
Not till they commit.
Right, exactly.
Then you can say that.
Yeah.
But so I wanted to. Is there anything else you would like to touch on that you want to do more in the community, and because I know you're getting really involved with the Athena Awards with us.
Yes.
And it's going to be the sports extravaganza. So you and Bernice are taking on all the teams. They're
Yes,
trying
we
to
are.
get all the teams, I should say.
Yes, we are.
But you said a lot of them are not here doing.
Oh, so for the Las Vegas 51s,
Right.
who are changing their name right now. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but they are revamping themselves, and they don't live here in the off season,
Right.
so they're not able to attend the Athena Awards. Although they are happy to give us some stuff for our, for our cause.
So there's a long list. Are you going to be able to get a hold of anybody? Are they all not here, or is?
Yeah, they don't typically live here in the off season.
Okay.
The players don't. They live somewhere else, and then they just come here for the season.
But
So-
all the sports teams can't be all off.
No, that's just the 51s. So the
Okay.
other teams, like the Knights and the other teams, they probably do live here. So I'm going to touch bases with those two.
okay.
The professional teams probably live here,
Right.
but the 51s is more of a minor league, and that's why they don't normally live here.
I'm learning more about sports because of you guys now,
Are
as
you?
of yesterday. Yeah, I didn't know all that until I have a list, but I give it to you and then
Yes.
you take and run with it.
Right.
But you've been in a lot of, you had like, what, 4 major industries that you were in?
Yeah.
Explain that.
Right. So I started in collections. I don't know if I should say the company, but I worked for Sears Roebuck, which was a big company for me to start with because they had a training that was, I still use it even now when I do my clothing, so it was a real benefit to me to work there. And then I actually started making commissions out of the training room. I was the first person ever to do that because so I worked in collections and then real estate and then client services. And so in real estate, I did loans and escrow and then client services as well in the real estate field. So then I started doing this, which is self-directed IRAs.
Wow.
Which is new. I've been doing it for about almost 4 years now.
Well, congratulations to you. We're lucky and fortunate to have you on our board and stuff, so I'm really thankful for that.
Well, thank you.
And so is there anything else you'd like to add? And
well, I do appreciate the opportunity and the platform to be able to educate people on self-directed IRAs and what they do. So I'm excited to get that out there. And then, just having my family be a part of this community is so important to us. I'm a mother and a wife, and it's hard to juggle all of that, but I always believe that nothing should take from the other. So being a wife shouldn't take from being a mother shouldn't take from my career. So I wish I could clone myself so I could be in all places. But as of now, there's just one of me, and I think I'm doing a great job at juggling all of it.
Yes, you are for being young. And in today's society, too, because, I did that for years but with my kids and everything else, too, plus a sick child. Yeah, so it's very difficult. And, if you have a sick child, you better be working for yourself because you'll be unemployed because they don't, they didn't do that in our days.
Right, and that's what you and I discussed yesterday.
Yes.
And with my company, I can grow as much as I can. I'm pretty much self-sufficient, and so I do love that about it, where I can be a mother and a wife as well as maintain my career.
Right.
So it's so important.
Well, we're so glad to have you.
Oh,
And thank you
so
for
much for having
being
me.
on board with us as well, too. And thank you for helping with the Athena Awards, too, because that's very important. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me, June.
You're very welcome. This is June Beelan. I will see you next time.